Have you ever gone out of your way for someone and they didn't even bother to thank you? Have you ever given your time, your energy, your effort, and instead of appreciation, people simply expected more? Have you ever been so kind, so generous, so available, that people slowly started taking advantage of you? There is a hard truth that many kind people realize too late. Being a good person doesn't always protect you. Sometimes it slowly breaks you. You say yes when your heart is saying no. You help when you're already exhausted. You keep giving until you feel completely empty. And instead of respecting your kindness, people begin to use it. And the moment you finally say no, they call you selfish. They call you rude. They say, you've changed. But what if the real problem isn't your kindness? What if it's the lack of boundaries behind it? Today, I want to share a story. A story about a man who was known for his kindness and knew, but ended up losing himself because of it. And how one realization changed everything. If you've ever felt used, drained, or unappreciated, this story is for you. In a quiet village surrounded by soft green hills lived a man named Thomas. Thomas wasn't rich, he wasn't powerful. But everyone knew him because Thomas was kind. He had a gentle smile, a warm heart, and he never refused anyone. If someone needed help, Thomas showed up. If someone needed money, he gave it. If someone needed someone to listen, Thomas stayed for hours. People would often say, Thomas is such a good man, always helping everyone. And Thomas believed it. He felt proud of who he was. He believed his kindness made him valuable. But slowly, something didn't feel right. Every night he went to bed exhausted. Not just tired, but empty. He would lie there thinking, why do I feel this way when I'm doing good things? One morning, his neighbor knocked on his door. Thomas, I need help fixing my roof. Can you come today? Thomas had planned to rest. His body was already aching from helping others all week. But still, he couldn't say no. Under the hot sun, he worked the entire day. His hands hurt, his back ached. His energy was gone. When he finished, his neighbor simply said, all right, next week I'll need help with my fence too. No thank you. No appreciation, just another demand. That night, Thomas lay in bed in pain. But what hurt more was inside. Why is it never enough, he whispered. A few days later, his friend came to him. Thomas, can you lend me some money? I'll return it soon. Thomas hesitated. He had already helped him before and never got anything back. But still, he gave him the money again. Weeks passed, then months. Nothing. Finally, Thomas gathered the courage to ask, about the money I lent you? His friend's expression changed. What money? I thought we were friends. Why are you keeping count? That moment hurt deeply. Thomas gave, and somehow he became the wrong one. Then came the village meeting. They were discussing building a new well, and when it came to who would do the work, everyone looked at Thomas. Thomas will do it, someone said. And everyone agreed. No one asked him. No one considered him, they just expected it. Thomas sat there silently, but inside something changed. He realized something painful. His kindness was no longer respected. It was expected, it was being used. That evening, as he sat alone by the river, an old traveler approached him. You look like someone who gives everything and gets nothing back. Thomas looked up, surprised. How do you know? The old man smiled gently. Because I've seen it before. Tell me, how do you feel? Thomas took a deep breath. Empty, tired, used. The old man nodded. That's because your kindness has no boundaries. Kindness without wisdom becomes self-destruction. Thomas frowned. But helping people is a good thing, right? Yes, the man said. But not everyone deserves your help. And not every request deserves your yes. The old man continued. When you give to everyone, people stop valuing what you give. When you're always available, people stop respecting your time. And when you never say no, your yes loses its meaning. Thomas sat quietly thinking. For the first time, he understood. His problem wasn't that he was kind. It was that he didn't protect his kindness. So what should I do, he asked. The old man looked at him and said, be kind, but be wise. Help, but choose who deserves it. Give, but don't lose yourself in the process. Your kindness is valuable. Stop giving it to people who treat it like it's nothing. The next morning, his neighbor returned. Thomas, ready to fix my fence today? Thomas felt the same pressure, but this time he paused. Then he said no. His neighbor looked shocked. What do you mean no? I'm tired, Thomas said calmly. I need rest. The man became angry. You've changed. Thomas didn't argue. He simply closed the door. His hands were shaking, but inside it he felt something new. Freedom. A few days later, his friend came again asking for money. Thomas looked at him and said, "No." His friend stared in disbelief. "You never say no." Thomas replied calmly, "I've helped you before, you never returned it. And when I asked, you made me feel wrong. I won't do that again." His friend shook his head. "You're not the same anymore." Thomas gave a small smile. "You're right." At the next village meeting, Thomas stood up. "I've helped this village for years," he said. "I've given my time, my effort, my energy. But now things will change. I will still help, but not alone. I will still give, but only where it's respected. I will still be kind, but not at the cost of myself." The villagers were shocked. Some didn't like it. But Thomas didn't care. For the first time, he chose himself. Weeks passed, and something unexpected happened. People started treating him differently. They stopped demanding. They started asking. They stopped using him. They started respecting him. One day, a young farmer came to him. "I need help building my barn," he said. "But I'll pay you, and I'll help you too." Thomas looked at him and saw something rare. "Respect," he smiled. "All right, and let's do it together." For the first time, his kindness felt valued. Months later, the old traveler returned. He found Thomas by the river again. But this time, Thomas looked calm, strong, peaceful. "You've changed," the old man said. Thomas nodded. "I used to think being good meant giving everything to everyone. But now I understand, real kindness needs wisdom. It's not about giving more, it's about giving right." If you see yourself in this story, then remember this. Your kindness is not a weakness. But kindness without boundaries will destroy you. You are not meant to say yes to everyone. You are not meant to sacrifice yourself for people who don't value you. Real kindness protects your energy. It chooses wisely. It gives where it matters. Don't feel guilty for saying no. Don't apologize for protecting your peace. Because one person who respects you is worth more than 100 who take advantage of you. Remember, being kind is powerful, but being strategically kind is life-changing.